and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Dragon Dogma 2. Last episode, I got a couple of missions done, so I felt okay about that. Huh, okay. Um, ooh, where's the water? Oh, but um, at the same time, I'm gonna try to do a few things for time before I move on to the next main mission.
Oh, what does this say?
Try to
Let's have a look
satisfy
then.
this quest. Excuse me, I'm on now.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak.
Say, have you been to Harp? 'Tis a quaint little village down by the sea. Well, if you do visit, you might want to give the old man who lives there a wide berth. I hear he sets out to sea on his boat, day after day, only to be returned to shore by the brine again and again. As if that wasn't queer enough, he's apt to talk your ear off about some world he believes lies beyond the sea. I cannot fathom his obsession. I suppose losing his family must have driven him to madness.
Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Alright,
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
If you refer to changes in the military's makeup, I've heard the same.
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory. You'll find only pieces of the finest quality line these shelves. And quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember, misers die early deaths.
Gather round. Treat your...
What did you think of that story? 'Twas well told and all, but not particularly exciting, eh? I mean, it's the sort of thing you hear bandied about the tavern every other night, isn't it? I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. Haven't learned much, that's for sure. And by the look of it, he doesn't appear to be making much for his efforts, neither. So where's all his coin coming from, then? Makes a man wonder, it does.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermont is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero oft left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature.
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? Much appreciated.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master story.
I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. But it's clear this storytelling's got little to do with his wealth. So where does he get his coin, then? Makes a man wonder, it does.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. the north of Vermund is our curious tale stage, where ventured a hero left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the Oscar? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Aye, got some coin to spare your humble store. What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by
What am I supposed to do? There's no place to sit.
Should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if now, listen close, as today I shall. That's it! I've had enough! Clear off! And don't come back till you're ready to do business properly!
But I've got the coin, I swear it. I simply just...
Where is it then, eh? Bring the coin, all of it, or I'll call the sentinels on you again. Are we clear?
The lad seemed rather ignorant.
Hmm? Oh, 'tis you. You're the good sir who aided me in Melve. Thank you again, sir. You don't know how grateful I am to you. Oi, sir! We've started selling that medicine you gave me at our shop. Why don't you come see?
Well met, sir. Forgive my presumption, but were you the one who gave my granddaughter that medicine in Melve? I thought so. She's not stopped talking of her adventure since she arrived home. You have my sincerest thanks for aiding her. That girl's always running off on some fool's errand or other, for all my chiding. Once she gets an idea under her bonnet, there's simply no talking her out of it. Now listen, 'tisn't much, but I'd fain offer you a discount on my wares. Pray, make good use of it, won't you? Welcome and well met. Don't think I've forgotten your discount now. I'll knock a few gold pieces off aught you buy. So spend away, my good sir. Do come again. Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed.
Aye, I'm well enough, thank you.
gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
Maybe I gotta listen to this whole story. I don't know.
And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone, for every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade, and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather
Okay.
round, gather round.
I don't
Treat
know.
your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
I don't know what to do with that one. Then.
And should my story entertain you,
This really is fun.
Oh, 'tis you. You're a welcome sight. Forgive my boldness, but I've a small favor to ask of you. Would you be willing to lend me some gold? I swear you'll be repaid in full. A trinket in yon shop caught my eye. A small, ornate box of exceptional craftsmanship. Alas, 'twould seem I do not have the coin on hand to purchase it. I can certainly procure the gold later, but by then, the box might be gone.
It is gold. I got it.
If you'd be kind enough to lend me the amount I need, I would repay every last coin.
That is so interesting. I brought the box thinking I would need it later, and I need it now.
Yes? Is there aught I can do for you? Or could it be that you've reconsidered my request? You bought it for me. Thank you.
No,
I'll
I didn't know who I
treasure
brought it
this.
for, but I guess it is for you.
You're a kind soul. Pray, let me return the favor someday.
He seems a young man of decent character. I believe his promise to repay your kindness was a genuine one.
See, okay, well,
gather round, gather
I could do
round.
that because
Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
I don't know what to do with this one
And
here.
should my story entertain you,
So there's no sitting spot
greatly
to,
appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale.
to watch him or
Now,
nothing.
listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind the pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon.
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. One might even say I enjoyed myself overmuch. You see, I grew so fond of the destination my feet carried me off to, methinks I should like to live there. And that's when I thought, mayhap you've grown just as fond of this dwelling. Fond enough to purchase it from me? I can't just give it to you, mind. I've my relocation costs to consider, but I'd sell it to you cheap as I can afford. Well, friend, what say you?
Whew. Don't got it.
Sorry I am to hear it. You know where to find me, should you change your mind.
'Tis the dream of many to own a home, Master. Shall
It
we
is
gather the
possible.
requisite funds to make it our own?
Yes, we shall.
I quite agree.
What's this I smell? Nice place for a picnic.
Lots to be taken care of before the day's done. Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought to call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here.
Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
Peruse at your leisure.
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Deesa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. 'Twould be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont.
Off we go then. There are beasts to be slain.
There is surely no challenge to which we cannot rise.
Yes. Ah,
I have a migraine.
we'll go lay down.
Okay, leave.
I'm in fine fettle today.
Suppose I ought to earn my
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
This ox cart's bound for Melv. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
So do I have to walk there?
hubris is man's worst enemy.
We've got goblins!
You need not shrink from danger. We've the strength to prevail over anything.
I am in your debt.
Okay,
Go
let me
on,
heal
take it.
first.
I'll not take no for an answer.
Oh, you made me miss my heal.
Too fast for you.
A flawless execution.
Indeed. 'Twas enough to make one pity our foe.
I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location?
protect the shipment! Steel yourself! Cut the fiends down! Don't let them touch the shipment!
V, how did this happen? We must defend the cargo!
They're a tenacious lot.
And I will heal you with my magic. Wait a moment. I cannot afford to prowess.
Perhaps you'd like to take care of the remainder.
Well said.
I thank you for coming to our aid. That was a tight spot you saved us from. And what luck! Nary a scratch on the wares to show for it.
All right. So that's one task down. See where we at. So we a long ways from the next location. So we'll have to go back to town to rest there and then go to this one here after that. Then from there down here. Okay, well, that's going to be it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next one. You take care.